Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Police are asking for the public's help with finding a missing 12-year-old boy. Wilkes-Barre City Police Department says they are looking for 12-year-old Josiah McClendon. The police did not share any information about his last known whereabouts. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lieutenant Stash at 570-208-0911 or to call 911. David William Kelpie of Damascus, Maryland, has pled guilty of carjacking in West Hazleton. Back on February 15th, Kelpie rammed a 2011 Dodge Ram into a parked sedan on East Broad Street before forcibly removing the driver out of the vehicle. After throwing the driver out of the car, he proceeded to run them over. Piston Township Police saw and detained Kelpie later that day. Kelpie pled guilty to theft and simple assault before Luzerne County Judge Michael T. Vo. According to a search warrant from Pennsylvania State Police Troop H in Gettysburg, Kelpie robbed a Royal Farms gas station in Gettysburg before making his way up to West Hazleton. Vo scheduled Kelpie's sentencing hearing on November 26th. According to court records in Adams County State, Kelpie is scheduled for a plea hearing on October 27th for the Royal Farms alleged robbery. Members of the Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, the employees, and registered guests got to experience a local hotel's newest renovation. The Candlewood Suites Hotel at 9 Bowman's Hill Road, Hazleton, got to showcase its new $1.2 million upgrade. The event had people in attendance enjoy food and drinks, listen to DJ entertainment, and participate in a raffle to win prizes, including Apple products. The new renovation was put for bedrooms, the laundry room, and the gym. We spoke with General Manager Joshua Deininger about the whole process.
So tonight we welcomed all of our community members into our property that we just renovated. We spent roughly $1.2 million into this renovation, so we're showcasing that. So the renovation was roughly about a year and a half. And the celebration has been about 3 or 4 months now.
Deininger also got to express all the gratitude and say that it was all a task that went smoothly.
So I think the proudest part of this all is the staff. The staff come into work every day. They put their heart into this property. They lead this property with their heart. They love coming into this. They walk through these doors and they love it. They make sure our rooms are taken care of. They make sure that the rooms are tidied and nice and neat for our guests. We're an extended stay property, so people come here to live with us. They are also part of our family. No, it's been a civil procedure. It's been smooth sailing. I was very nervous, my first renovation at a property, but it went very well. We had no complications. Everything came out beautifully. The rooms are phenomenal. I love them.
Deininger was proud to encourage people who happen to be traveling nearby to come on down to the suites for a wonderful experience.
Anybody can walk into our building and ask for a tour. We would love to showcase what we have to offer here in the Hazleton, Northeast Pennsylvania area. We love to work with our community. Stop by, ask for a business card, get in touch with me, showcase our rooms. We will gladly get you in.
Taking place on the nicely lit hills of the Pocono Mountains, the hotel, set off on Interstate 81, gives guests access to nice rooms, thoughtful amenities, and calm outdoor recreation areas. Luzerne County and Pennsylvania's Department of State are offering different explanations for why some voters received 2 ballots in the mail for the upcoming November election. State officials say the county mistakenly created duplicate mailing labels, but Luzerne County's elections office claims it is a problem with the state's SURE system, the database used to manage voter registrations across all the counties. The system is designed to prevent errors like duplicates, but county leaders are raising concerns about it. The Department of State insists the incident does not compromise the election process, noting that the SURE system prevents more than 1 ballot from being counted for the same voter. County leaders say they have already resolved the issue in cooperation with the state. The 31 affected voters have been contacted, and steps are being taken to ensure the fairness of the election. The last day to register to vote is October 20th, and the deadline to request a mail-in or absentee ballot is October 28th. The mail ballot drop boxes for voters in Luzerne County are ready to use for the upcoming November election. One is located at the Broad Street Business Exchange in Hazleton, the other at the Penn Place building in Wilkes-Barre. The Hazleton site will accept ballots weekdays from 8 o'clock a.m. until 9 o'clock p.m. The Wilkes-Barre drop box is open weekdays from 8 o'clock a.m. until 4:30 p.m. A third drop box is also set up inside the county's election bureau on the second floor of Penn Place. All ballots must be received by 8 o'clock p.m. on November 4th. County rules require video surveillance at both locations. State law allows voters to return only their own ballot unless they are designated to assist someone with a disability, using an official authorization form available online at vote.pa.gov. Voters can track the status of their ballot at pavoterservices.pa.gov. Coming up on WYLN News, a credit card fraud case has opened up in Wilkes-Barre. Plus, a man was sentenced for forging and cashing checks. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were saved by the bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo.
My name is Wyln. The marble is sunny.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Wilkes-Barre Township Police are asking help identifying the man in the red shirt who was wanted for theft. On October 4th, he was suspected of stealing a credit card at the Wyoming Valley Mall. Police say that the card was stolen at Royal House Buffet inside of the mall and used at Champs to pay for sneakers and then charged again for number 300 on an Uber. Anyone who can identify the man wearing the red shirt is asked to call Wilkes-Barre Township Police at 570-208-4635, extension 346, or send a text at 570-760-0215, or by email to fox@twp.wilkesbarre.pa.us. The former West Hazleton mayor has been dedicated to a local park. The park at 15th and North Broad Street now has a sign that honors former Hazleton mayor Frank Schmidt's memory. Schmidt passed away on August 12th and was the mayor of West Hazleton from 2010 to 2018. One of his highlights as mayor was honoring veterans. Schmidt was a Navy veteran, and he helped bring back the borough's Memorial Day Parade and was the Grand Marshal for this year's parade. Now, the memory of the former mayor will remain here in West Hazleton. A proposed data center in Dorrance Township has sparked a zoning dispute that could decide if the project moves forward. Brewster Land Company is challenging the township's zoning ordinance, arguing that before it was amended last month, it failed to recognize data centers as legitimate land usage under Pennsylvania law. If the board sides with the developer, the next step is whether to allow a 6-building data center on a 155-acre site at South Main and Yeager Roads. The site is currently zoned for commercial use, not industrial, which is needed for a data center under the amendment. The zoning hearing board is scheduled to resume the case on November 13th at the Dorrance Township Municipal Building. A traffic advisory has been put out for Wilkes-Barre's South Street Bridge. Starting tomorrow, Friday, October 10th, and continuing to Saturday, October 11th, rehabilitation work will be done on the South Street Bridge, as per PennDOT's plan. The rehabilitation will start with micro-milling on the bridge's deck surface on the morning of the 10th and continue to the evening, and repeat the 11th. Starting on Monday, October 13th, a new surface for the bridge will be installed, starting in the morning and continuing to the evening. The new surface process will finish Thursday, October 16th. During both sets of days of work, the bridge will be open to a single lane of traffic, with traffic control at both ends of the bridge. PennDOT, local authorities, and Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown advise people to slow down, read signs, and obey traffic control. A man was sentenced on Wednesday for forging and cashing checks at 3 FNCB bank locations in Luzerne County. Benjamin B. Bledsoe, age 49, address is listed as Williamsport and Philadelphia, was sentenced to 1 to 20 months in prison for 3 separate counts of forgery. Court records say that Bledsoe forged checks from the Apollo Group, Inc., an electrical and construction contracting business in Kingston. Each fraudulent check was worth $4,877.85 and were cashed at FNC Bank branches on North Main Street in Wilkes-Barre, Wyoming Avenue in Kingston, and North Main Street in Shaverton, between 12:59 p.m. and 1:41 p.m. on March 6, 2023. Bledsoe was immediately paroled when awarded credit for time served in prison after his arrest by Kingston police detectives, but remains in custody as he was sentenced in Sullivan County Court in August to 5 months to 1 year on a theft conviction. Coming up on Pistons News Choice, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Turbitville Part 2. And stay right here in Wyln. We'll be right back.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Kasalika in the Greater Hazleton area today.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on Wyln. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
In this week's episode of Let's Talk Chiropractic, going to have a guest, Claudine Gallagher, and we're going to discuss how this whole thing works.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
My name is Wyln. The marble is sunny.
The newly formed Turbotville grew slowly after its incorporation. The Turbotville Hotel opened its doors to travelers in 1843. The top floor of the hotel was originally designed as a ballroom. The first 3 churches in town opened for worshippers in 1856. The Mount Pleasant Grange opened for local farmers in 1874. On July 16, 1871, Turbotville would, along with other area towns, be hit by a tremendous hailstorm. Crops were smashed flat, and trees were left leafless by hailstones that weighed as much as 4 pounds. All throughout the 19th century, covered bridges rose up all over the Susquehanna Valley, traversing both the north and west branches of the Susquehanna, as well as smaller streams and creeks in the vicinity. Several miles southeast of Turbotville, the Kiefer's Mill covered bridge went up in 1853. Also known as Kiefer Bridge No. 7, it was built by William Butler with a bird truss design for $498 and spans 78 feet across Chillisquacky Creek. It was built with a square portal, which was an unusual design choice in Pennsylvania. Its name is believed to come from George W. Kiefer, who built Geringer's Mill near the bridge. Kiefer's Mill covered bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1979. Other covered bridges stood in the Turbotville area over the years. One was built over Warrior Run Creek and the Susquehanna Trail near the town between 1831 and 1835. It would be rebuilt in 1906. Another covered bridge on Warrior Run Creek was built just north of nearby Dewart in 1882 by Samuel L. Culp. It would be washed away by Hurricane Agnes's floods in 1972. For younger residents of Turbotville, the first school opened in 1850 after a 2-story schoolhouse. Turbotville High School was built on Church Street. First opening in 1890, it graduated students for close to 50 years, although by the end of its usage it would become increasingly obsolete and difficult to heat properly. Its last class graduated in 1937, and today Turbotville Community Park stands on its site. Turbotville High School was replaced by the Turbotville-Lewis Township Joint School on Pine Street. It served as the high school through 1949, and today is Turbotville Elementary School. Turbotville-Lewis Township was then succeeded by the Northmont Joint School. Finally, in 1958, Warrior Run High School was formed from the merger of Northmont with Watsontown High School. Warrior Run High continues to serve Turbotville and the surrounding area today. Turbotville will be host to a special visitor in October 1883. Thomas Edison, who earlier that year had made history when he successfully wired Sunbury's main hotel for electricity, came out to Turbotville to demonstrate his electric light. The demonstration involved a generator, a steam engine, and stakes driven into the ground to support the wires for the electricity. The problem was Edison had chosen to come during harvest time in the area, and thus very few people came to see the demonstration. Electricity would not have come to Turbitville officially until 1914. In the meantime, Turbitville would be linked to the railroad network growing rapidly across the United States when the Wilkes-Barre and Western Railroad opened for service in 1886, with the first train entering the community on December 13th of that year. Stretching from Watsontown to Berwick, the Wilkes-Barre and Western would not be a terribly successful line, and even a reorganization and name change to the Susquehanna, Bloomsburg, and Berwick Railroad would not be enough to save it. The route would eventually be absorbed into the far more successful Pennsylvania Railroad. Passenger and freight service would continue to Turbitville's train station through 1937. In 1964, Bloomsburg's textile magnate Harry McGee purchased the station and moved it to Bloomsburg's McGee Transportation Museum, where it would remain until the museum closed in 1972 after it sustained major damage from Hurricane Agnes. In 2010, the Turbitville Borough Heritage Society purchased the station, dismantled it, and brought it back home. It was destroyed in a violent thunderstorm in 2012, but rebuilt by 2014. Today, the former Turbitville train station is home to the community's Heritage Society. The world of clothing would get a boost from a Turbitville area inventor as the 19th century started drawing to a close. Frank DeLong had been born in neighboring Washingtonville in 1865, the son of a Danville foundry owner. He worked in engineering in New York City and insurance sales in Philadelphia, but after his father's death in 1889 left him with a large inheritance, DeLong decided to use his technical skills to become an inventor. Among his eventual creations were an electronic stenograph machine, a shirtwaist holder, a paper fastener, and a folding paper box. His big breakthrough, though, would come in regards to women's clothing. In those days, hook and eyes were used to hold women's dresses together, but unfortunately for the wearers, they did not always hold fast. There are two tales of how DeLong may have become intent on improving the hook and eye. In one, he was approached by his niece, who complained about her coats and dresses repeatedly coming undone, and he vowed to do something about it for her. In the other, he noticed one of his young servant girls using wire to hold her own clothes together. Whichever version, if either was the true one, DeLong ultimately improved on the hook and eye by adding a hump to the basic design. It caught on, and the proceeds from the invention would make DeLong very wealthy. He had built factories in Philadelphia and Ontario, which also made safety pins, hairpins, diaper pins, and starting in the 1920s, another DeLong invention, the bobby pin. He would also have the honor of being in the crowd that greeted Charles Lindbergh upon his safe arrival in Paris following his trailblazing transatlantic flight in 1927. DeLong would then purchase Lindbergh's flight helmet afterwards. Back in Pennsylvania, DeLong would give back generously to his home area, building the DeLong Memorial School in Washingtonville in 1930, which was one of the most modern schools in the country when it opened. He also gave the community a pool, remodeled an empty church into a community hall, and opened DeLong Park near his farm at Blue Springs for the public to fish and have picnics on. Frank DeLong died in 1939 and rested in Philadelphia's Laurel Hill Cemetery. His legacy lives on in Washingtonville at the DeLong Museum inside the town's Jane DeLong Memorial Hall Community Building.
My name is Owen. The marvelous Sunny.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.